waiting. Okay, bet we're finally live. We're back. God damn, I missed you. How you doing, baby?
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Should
All
we
right.
cut to the first question already?
Hey, let's get right into it. All
Let's
right,
get right to it.
right to it. The very first question we always ask is, "What you sipping on?" I'll let you go first. I'm doing too much talking.
And today, about a long 3 weeks.
Mm,
A lot of good news in those 3 weeks.
mm.
Some brown liquor, some Hennessy Privilege.
Ooh. Hey, tell the people how much that run for.
Typically 55, 60 on base.
Mm-hmm.
I hit a lick, got it for 40.
Oh, you okay. All right. Me personally, I am also sipping on the brown myself, but the Crown Vanilla. Now I kind of fucked up. I usually prefer my brown, like you see the frost at the bottom. I like to have my brown not chilled. I just drink it straight. But I mean, it's vanilla. It's got a little flavor to it, so why not? I tried something different. Old dogs, what they say? Old dogs, new tricks. That shit right there. So whatever. All right. Enough of the pleasantries. Let's get right into it. All NFL talk. And the first thing that we want to start with is the Rams. Let's talk about the head coach, Sean McVay. What are your thoughts before I go in?
So you know way more about Sean McVay. You've got that first eye view. So this is, I'll tell you from the outside looking in, but relatively in the know. Rookie head coach. We all know extremely young head coach. We know he is prolific from X's and O's. You know, he's very calculated and very aggressive, but tamed. Almost like Sean Payton, but younger. He looks like he knows his stuff. Some of his stuff looks ahead of its time. And it seems to be the defenses have not caught up yet. That's what it looks like from my end. My question is it sustainable?
Is Sean McVay's what's sustainable? What are you talking about?
The offensive prowess, his X's and O's are ahead of anybody else right now. And defenses have not caught on. And I saw Sean Payton his first year here with the Saints.
Okay. So don't forget that he was the offensive coordinator of the Redskins, and that year they were number 3 in offense. The dude is a great coach. So let me take it back real quick. Let's start from the beginning. Who is Sean McVay? Sean McVay, 30 years old, hired from he was assistant offensive coordinator of the Redskins. Let's take it way back to 2010. Very small fact, a lot of people don't know. Sean McVay was an assistant tight ends coach brought up through Shanahan. Sean McVay coached assistant tight ends, then wide receivers. Then he became an offensive coordinator for 1 year. That 1 year before he got hired, poached away by the Rams. So this is the thing with me. You've had this bright young individual, Sean McVay, in your building since 2010, and you let the man leave. You let him walk out of there. Host, let me gather myself before I really go in. He was there for 6 years. Bright, young. Host, I want to turn this over to you. I don't want to be seen right now by the camera before I really go on what I have to say. It's all on you now. The dude was bright. He was young. 2010, came in through Shanahan. Loved him. Gruden came in. You know, when new coach staffs come in, they usually get rid of a lot of the coaches, but some, you know, they're really bright. They'll keep them. They really like them. Sean McVay stayed on. Oh, shit. All right, this guy's smart. He's promoted, rising through the ranks. Like I said, assistant tight ends, wide receiver coach, then offensive coordinator. Every step of the way. The guy's on the radar. Now, if the Rams didn't hire him, he wouldn't have had a head coaching job. But as the Redskins, you have to think. Sometimes you have to be proactive. You have to be progressive. And you see that there's a future with one guy. The guy's 30. Jay Gruden, God bless him. He's going to get fired at the end of next year. It's going to happen when the Redskins miss the playoffs again. And it's a topic for another day. We ain't got to talk about that right now. Actually, you know what? We may talk about it today, but I want to talk about it right now. It just shows you what bad organizations and bad management, man. You have a guy that's that well-versed in football, and you just let him leave. You let him walk out of there for absolutely nothing. Sean McVay was an excellent hire. I'll tell you this is Sean McVay's career is going to go. He's going to coach the Rams for the next 20 years. All right? He's going to win probably at least 2 Super Bowls. Then he's going to retire at the age of 50, 51, and he's going to coach what's ever left of Monday. Oh, not coach, but broadcast, announce No, color. Was it color? Play by play? No, color.
Color commentary.
Whatever, yeah, commentary. Whatever the rest is of Monday Night Football, he's gonna be a star. The guy's gonna be a star for the rest of his life. He's in the LA area. It was the best move for him. This was looking back at it. This was the Redskins' chance to keep another Joe Gibbs, and they blew it. They blew it. That's just Dan Snyder for you in the Redskins. So, but that's my rant. The Redskins fucked up. The Rams came through with a very unconventional hire, hiring a 30-year-old to be a head coach, the youngest in NFL history. And the guy delivered. 11-5 division title. Lost in the playoffs. It was a close game, but I mean everybody knew they were going to lose that one. They were just too young. Now, this offseason, they made a lot of changes. So let's start at the top. Brandon Cooks. You're wearing that New Orleans logo. You tell me about the man.
Brandon Cooks, a playmaker, explosive, kind of overrated.
Oh.
Not great at the route tree. Undersized.
Yep.
Undersized.
Okay. Sure. Yep. Absolutely.
He can make difficult catches in traffic, but sometimes he gets too tunnel vision, a la Super Bowl when he got knocked out by trying to spin back into traffic.
That was a nasty hit.
That was a nasty hit.
Oh, Jenkins knocked that man out of there. God damn.
And I didn't want to take a step back. Because a common theme in the question for Sean McVay is how will he handle all these personalities? Brandon Cooks is on a contract year. 2 years ago, let me take it way back, actually.
Okay.
Greg Williams, because you know who he is.
They shot the Greg.
I'm not saying nothing about that. I'll make this quick. Bonnygate, there was a divorce between Sean Payton and Greg Williams. They split. And 2 years ago, the Saints played the Rams in the Superdome. This is post Bonnygate, the first time they met. Saints, we absolutely wrecked them. I think this final score was 49-14. And I said all that to say this. Brandon Cooks in that game, 0 catches, not a drop. Now, mind you, the score was 49-14, something like that. It was a complete blowout. The reports were that after the game, Cooks threw a fit about not getting the ball.
He was your best receiver.
But wait.
Okay.
The Saints offense isn't predicated. There's more. The Saints offense isn't predicated on giving it to a playmaker. It's predicated on giving it to whatever the defense gives, as you hear so often. So it's not. So like the Giants will target ODB. The Bengals will target AJ Green. The Patriots will throw to whoever's open.
Yeah,
the Eagles will throw to whoever's open. Mm-hmm. So if you're bringing that safety over and you're double teaming Cooks, Bree's going to throw to somebody else. The Rams, Sammy Watkins, typically took double coverage, and he was content with it. Don't look at his stats. He did so much more beyond, I think it was 32 catches last year. He constantly took the top off the defense and allowed them to work underneath coverage.
Yeah, stat-wise, he didn't have a great season at all.
Stat-wise. But the eye test told you he was doing his thing because he was drawing so much attention that opened things for so many others.
Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and them boys.
That's right. Now, with Cooks in a contract year, is he going to be willing to just be content and take the top off the coverage and suffer his stats in a contract year when we've already seen him throw a fit 2 years ago in a complete blowout? It's an interesting question. You good over there? So with Watkins creating that double teams time and time and time again, my question is, how will Cooks react to that? The last 2 years, he's been under Sean Payton and Bill Belichick. Sean Payton and Bill Belichick, two of the best coaches in the game. I don't think anybody would argue against that. Yeah. And they've both been willing to say, see you later, bye. Both of them. And so it's interesting to see how Cooks will perceive his value in a contract year. You know, receivers have that diva mentality. So that's a big question for me moving forward in the locker room.
I think Brandon Cooks, I feel like you're pretty biased when it comes to Brandon Cooks. I feel like you know the guy, but I feel like that. How long was he there for? 2 seasons?
3.
3? I mean, he definitely could have matured by now a little bit. I mean, I mean, Bill Belichick did get rid of him pretty quick. That's never a good sign. But Bill Belichick always values. Does Bill Belichick really value draft picks, top draft
So
picks?
Bill Belichick values receivers. I can pull this up. More than draft picks because he thinks wide receivers take time to develop in the game.
Yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of receivers aren't plug and play. It's not like a running back position.
Yeah, usually by year 3 they got it. The
Right.
great ones get it, just off bat.
Right. And so it's interesting that he would get rid with Edelman coming off of an ACL tear, with Gronkowski and all his issues. We don't even know if he's going to play next year or not. With the departure of, I can't think of his name. He went to Miami, got a contract.
Oh, Amendola.
Amendola, thank you.
Yep.
That he said he sees his glaring holes and says, "Yeah, you know what, Cooks, we don't need you."
That is very, dude. That is very true. Yeah, Gronk may not be there. You've already lost Amendola, and then you just get rid of. So, oh yeah, get rid of Cook. So, the Patriots, what are they? They got a huge hole there, wide receiver. You can't rely on Amendola. But when you got Brady throwing the ball, unless you got dudes that run great routes, I mean, you're good to go. You still need somebody to take the top off the defense, but you get a speed guy in the draft.
I agree.
So you're not big on Cooks at all.
I didn't say that. I just think he's overrated based on the affair that the fans give him. Because when he makes a play, it's a huge play. And so when you see Cooks, if you don't watch him every play, you go, "Oh my God, look at that 97-yard catch he had against the Raiders." I was at that game.
Oh yeah, we threw it with Breeze, threw it over the top.
Yeah.
Hey, that was great, dude. He was fast as shit.
He is fast, and so you remember that, but you don't see everything else. And he is a playmaker, but I don't know if he's like elite number one wide receiver productivity kind of playmaker. And I wonder again the locker room concerns, especially as we get to that defensive side of the ball, how Cooks will handle that environment.
I always thought of Cooks as like a rich man's Tavon Austin, in a sense. First of all, Tavon Austin's contract before McVay got there was horrific. We got 4 years, $44 million, like some guaranteed.
Something ridiculous, yeah.
He restructured. He's still there, but who knows? He may not make it out of camp. Especially they got Cooks there. What's the purpose? They try to run him and run it back. Tavon Austin, God bless you, great college player, but just too small for NFL. Just too small, dude. Trent Holiday, too small for NFL. It just is what it is. Yeah, I'm done with that guy. Cooks, I like the deal. I feel like he's gonna play that. So let's take it back some more. So Redskins knowledge. McVay's offense, the best year was the year when we made it to the playoffs. That's against Green Bay. And that whole entire year, we had Deshaun Jackson taking the top off the defense, and the year prior, and the year after that as well too. We didn't make the playoffs, but that was McVay's. Technically, McVay has been the offensive coordinator for 2 years, but he called plays only 1 year. So, take that how you want to. But that Deshaun Jackson role with taking the top off the defense left so much for Pierre Garçon, who in this offense is Robert Woods. And then you also have Crowder in the Redskins offense, who in the Rams offense is Cooper Kupp. He's building his team just like the Redskins. The difference is that you have Todd Gurley back there running the fucking football. That makes all the difference. So I'm very excited with this move just based on what I've seen in the past. Tavon Austin does not scare anybody anywhere in any kind of venue. Tavon, love you. I'm pretty sure you're a great guy. But it just is what it is. Tavon Austin on a punt return, I'll give him that. Kick return, too small. I got a lot more to say about him, and I think I may have said enough. But Cooks, Brandon Cooks, huge fan. Obviously, you're not for certain reasons, but yeah, I like the move. I like what it could do for the offense. You're right, Sammy Watkins, the decoy. I think Cooks can do the same thing and give you a little bit more. So we'll go with that. I like to see what the numbers look like. I want to see what the contract is and how much guarantee they're talking, but I think it'd be pretty decent.
If Cooks is willing to take that decoy role, a la Deshaun Jackson, which there's no one better in the game than him at that.
Nah, not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, I agree 100. then he should fit fine in terms of his fit on paper. My question is, what happens if he doesn't fit with a third-year quarterback at the helm, and how does that create tension? It's something to keep it. I'm not
Well,
saying.
well, hold
I'm
a
just
second
saying.
though. Him and Golf have already been working out in the offseason. There's offseason together, building rapport.
Building rapport, yeah. And I mean, he threw a fit with Breeze at quarterback, so I'm just saying.
True. I don't know. Maybe Breeze, he had a generational gap too. I mean, who knows?
We'll see. And maybe I'm thinking too much of it, or maybe week 10 on Sunday Night Football, we see Cooks throw his helmet and do Odell Beckham and create this huge distraction. Time will tell.
Time will tell, and the only way to tell is actually to watch the damn game.
That's a fact.
All right, so let's move on to the next one with the Rams. We're touching their offense right there pretty much. Todd Gurley, great back. I'm not really want to touch too much on him. That's already been said. Their offensive line could use some work. I'm not really too concerned right now. They can address it in the draft. Defense. Start it off, baby. Defensive line to secondary. Let's get it.
I mean, you got to start with the two juggernauts with Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh on that defensive line. Oh, my God. You have to, and any other defense, you double team them, each of them respectively, every play, especially Aaron Donald.
Absolutely.
Ndamukong Suh still has plenty in the tank.
Hey, hold a second. Let's take it back for a second. Do you think Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL that's not a quarterback?
Yeah, I think so.
I saw this today. I forgot who said it, but I want to say it was NFL, someone on NFL Network that said it. That Aaron Donald's the best player, sans quarterback.
I'd have to agree with. I'll go with that off the top. Just his ability to create a double team every play, and you still can't move him off the line, and he still creates pressure up the middle, which is the most valuable. Let me take a step back for maybe some fans out there who don't understand. Edge pressure is really valuable. Interior pressure is deadly because a quarterback can't step away from pressure coming on the end.
Nah, you got a fat ass 300-pound guard gonna push right back on you. What happens then? Gets pushed on your knee. Next you know, then what? You out for the season. You out for a couple weeks.
How do you stop this monstrosity?
Yeah, then you put Sue right next to him.
How? I don't know how you stop this.
I don't want to play against the Rams anytime soon, man. Just chalk it up as an L. But this team could legitimately go 14-2.
Could be. At best,
the division's pretty weak.
I mean, let's think about what that's going to do to the secondary, which we'll get into.
Yes.
I don't know any offensive line. You'd have to have an extremely elite offensive line to not have to help. So you're going to have a tight end chip blocking or a running back staying in the backfield just to block. And that helps the secondary out tremendously.
Has the NFL ever seen a better tandem?
You know, I was thinking about that.
Together?
I don't
think
so. I was thinking of, did Lawrence Taylor have anybody next to him?
Lawrence Taylor was more of a linebacker, defensive end. I'm talking like tackle.
Oh, a tackle? Oh, a tackle is no question.
Yeah, the interior, straight up interior.
But could you think of a better defensive line group / outside linebacker better than these two on paper?
How about Sam Adams and Tony Siragusa? The 2000 Ravens.
That was good, but they
were fat too.
Really good. They were fat, but they weren't supremely athletic. This interior can just blow anything. This can be what J.J. Watt and Clowney were supposed to be if they ever got healthy.
You can't block. You can't double team both of them. Somebody's going free. And let alone, what if you send a linebacker in on a blitz? You're going to block Ndamukong Suh by yourself? You're going to block Aaron Donald by yourself? Honestly, I would consider running a 5-man front or at least blitzing linebacker almost every play.
I'm a fan of that concept. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I'm a fan of rushing 5 instead of 4, especially on third down. But I'll hold that off. But I agree with you. I agree with you.
Especially with that lineup, like somebody's getting to the quarterback very quickly.
Somebody's gonna win that one-on-one battle every time.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a huge fan of Aaron Donald. Huge fan. They need to pay the man. He needs to get paid. Enough of this bullshit. Pay the man. Oh, another thing. Let's want to bring back. Let's bring this back full circle. So Aaron Donald last year, Sean McVay gets hired, And Aaron McDonald's like, I'm not reporting to camp. I'm not reporting to camp. Sean McVay goes down to I think Atlanta or Georgia where he was at, somewhere in the South. Has a meeting with him one time, and Aaron Donald comes to camp. Just like that. He's like what I call like a guy's guy, man's man. Like the dude just he communicate well. He talks football. He knows his shit. And obviously, he has numbers to back it. He's here in D.C. The fact that he walked out the door, I was a very angry person that day. A lot of people were like, oh yeah.
I can confirm you were angry that day.
Yeah, I did not want to lose him. I wanted him one day to be the coach of the Redskins for the next 20 years. Well, like I said, you have two different organizations. But in LA, it works better for him. The persona, the lights, it'll work out. He could be there legitimate for 15, 20 years and then retire at 50 or 45. That's crazy. But he brought Aaron Donald in. So that speaks to Sean McVay's managerial power, I could pretty much say. Huge fan of Donald and Sue together. Sue 1 year, $14 million. I think he could have got more elsewhere, but playing next to Donald is just too good of a move. And you have a great year. That number's going up to you can get one last fat contract. I understand why. One more thing. I understand why Miami got rid of him just based on the cap. But I think that brings up also another story too with this drafting and make sure you get those guys on cheap contracts. So let's move on to the secondary real quick about what they did.
They got the notorious, I will say, cornerback from the Kansas City Chiefs by the name of Marcus Peters. Another notorious. Oh, let's talk about that. And another notorious corner from the Denver Broncos, Aqib Talib.
I'm a huge fan of Talib. Always been since he came out of Kansas.
You got it.
When we start off with this right here?
Yeah.
Marcus Peters, I do not understand why Kansas City traded him. You just picked up Kendall Fuller, who's honestly, arguably, probably the best slot corner in the game. You can look up Pro Football Talk, the rating. He's still top. He's like top 3 almost every major category. So I would argue he's either 1 or 2 at that position. Then you have Marcus Peters right there as well too. You can match him up with. Now I understand Marcus Peters did some crazy shit last year at the flag, throwing that back in the stands. Getting himself ejected from games. But when you have talent, see, I feel like managing talent or managing head cases has been like a lost art. A lot of these guys are just wild characters. Look at Rasheed Wallace. Take it somewhere totally different. Look at Rasheed Wallace. The Detroit Pistons traded for him and then win a championship. Some of these guys with large personalities, you can't just, I don't like the way he's acting, so I get him out of here. You gotta know how to talk to people. You gotta know how to manage people. And that's why another thing goes to Sean McVay. The guy knows how to talk and manage. So Peters, with all his talent in the world, going there for a second and fourth, dude, that defense has got incredibly stupid. So you have pressure on the quarterback mixed in with 2 great cornerbacks. Who's throwing on them? You get past if someone to throw for 225 yards, 250 yards in defense, incredible, absolutely incredible. Because between that pressure and Marcus Peters back there, it's not happening. Now Talib, it's one thing I always loved about him. Pause. Is that his height and his weight.
that didn't need a pause. The pause wasn't necessary. I mean, you love the brother.
I was going to say his size, but then I changed it up after I said the pause.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is. Clean it up a little bit. I absolutely love his height and weight. I think it's 6'2", 6'3".
I'll look it up.
Yeah. I like it almost reminded me like Legion of Boom from a while ago with Brandon Browner. I think he played the Saints for a little bit too.
6'1", 205.
Talib?
Yeah.
I thought he was a little taller than that. But any corners over 6 foot, huge fan. You can match with bigger receivers, rangy, long, able to get the hand up. Better than like the corners of old when they're like 5'8", 5'9", going against like a 6'2", 6'4" receiver. That's just things you want to see anymore. All those corners move to the outside or the inside slot. and then you got these long 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" cornerbacks out there guarding against receivers. Excellent, wonderful. Talib can match up against. Let's see within the division. Baldwin's a short dude with the Seahawks. The 49ers have no wide receivers. They got Goodwin, but whatever. Larry Fitzgerald's more of a slot guy. God, there's really no real wide receiver threats in their division, NFC West, outside of the Rams. I can think of two that could hurt you. That's about it. Either way, Talib's a great cornerback. Grade out 15 overall. 32 years old. Grade out 15 overall in Pro Football Talk or Pro Football PFF. Just put it like that. I'm a huge fan, man. I think the guy has at least probably about another 2 years left in the tank. And then I think it may seem start to slow down. It's just natural. I mean, it just happens in the game. Nobody beats Father Time. What you think?
So you mentioned all the reasons why it's gonna work. Let me tell you all the reasons why it's not gonna work.
Hey, I like it. Opposing views, and we argue it out.
You just mentioned Aqib Talib, press corner. You mentioned Seattle Seahawks, what they did. He's 32. 32 is that age where we see that dip in corner productivity.
I think he has 2 years left. 2 years.
Hold on, not so fast. You brought up Brandon Browner. Browner, the scale from productive to non-productive is based with these corners on their ability to press. If you're gonna press, right, and you get beat, you have to have the speed and athleticism to recover. If you don't have that speed and athleticism to recover, you're burnt. You're done. Talib is 32. He is a press corner first and foremost. If he loses half a step, a quarter of a step, his value drops significantly.
This is true.
Significantly. Especially in today's NFL, where you can't grab or hold at all, or that flag's being thrown, a la Brandon Browner. You made me salty on that one, man.
I brought that up just to give you a little jab, see how you felt.
Yeah. It still hurts. And then you brought up Marcus Peters.
I did.
A diva in every sense of the word. An over-aggressive corner in every sense of the word. For every one play he makes, he gives up a big play he shouldn't. He jumps on short routes, he jumps on slants, and he gets burnt deep more than another corner should. I'd much rather a corner that doesn't try to make the big play and just does his job, a la Bill Belichick, instead of try to press the needle and create big plays for the defense. That's how you get burnt on double moves. There's a reason.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but you're missing the whole point with all of this, is that you have a great defensive line that's getting pressure. Not to mention, you have two. I didn't even mention this one. These aren't pickups, but they already had these guys. LaMarcus Joyner. They picked him to get the franchise tag over Sammy Watkins. The guy's been playing great football. You also got John Johnson back there who can at least make something happen.
It should work. That's what I said. Started this why it won't work.
Yeah, John Johnson. I just want to look him up real quick. Third round pick out of Boston College. So yeah, we'll definitely see more about him. I mean, he it's only 1 year. You know me, 1 year wonders. Who knows? RG3 was a 1 year wonder too. We'll get into that here soon. But yeah, I want to see more of John Johnson, young cat. So we'll see. You also got some youth mixed in there as well too. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. So yes, Aqib Talib is 32, but the guy can still play football. He's not like who is it out here? What's the guy's name that was cornerback? God, he played with the Vikings for a while. He's like 36. Not Terrence Newman. Oh, what was his name? I forget. But if you're smart at that position,
Xavier Rhodes.
No. The older cat. Shit. I forget his name. He's a cornerback. It's Whitfield.
That doesn't ring a bell for me.
I have to look it up. When you talk, I'll look it up. But you can still play at a high level. And first of all, let's take it back. So you said 32 is that dip. What is Talib's injury history look like?
I'd have to look that up. But you mentioned
I want to see what that is.
You're thinking about in a zone concept. The Rams play man-to-man tight. And so if you're older, you can hide a lot of your deficiencies in a zone because it's not based on athleticism. Man
Oh,
to
don't
man,
worry. I gotta come back for that one.
it's on. Oh, go ahead. Man to man is on full display. And
Yeah, for
so
sure.
if you're 32 and you get beat off that press, it's that fine line between. Yeah, you ever been having a good day and you kind of have that you are one tiny bad thing away from happening to going like totally ballistic, or better yet, you in a relationship and it's floating above that line,
Hmm.
but you one comment away, you one little thing away, you 5 minutes late, you didn't respond to the text on time,
Mm.
and suddenly what was on the outside looked beautiful, looked like rainbows and sunshine,
Yeah.
suddenly becomes rain and thunder. It's that fine line, and that's my fear with Talib. That right now he's above that line, and everything looks good.
Yeah.
But
Just like what
he
I
is
said, 2 years.
one
2 years.
tiny tip. I see. I don't think it's gonna be 2 years. I think it's gonna be much shorter than that.
You know what? You're forgetting about the man we haven't mentioned yet, and it's disrespectful we haven't mentioned this man's name, the great Wade Phillips. You're telling me that the great Wade Phillips doesn't know how to manage and use Aqib Talib.
I was getting there, but I guess you stole that right under my legs.
Wade, when it comes to a Wade Phillips defense, they always improve year to year. They're always great. Look at his record. Look at Wade Phillips' record. I got to bring that right now. Dude's been coaching forever.
As a coordinator.
As a coordinator. Not as a coach. As a coordinator. As a coordinator. We'll clean that one up right there. As a coach. That dude saw the Music City Miracle against him when he coached the Bills. Then he coached the Cowboys, and oh my God. Yeah, Wade as a coordinator is great. His son also, Wes Phillips also, his son coached with the Redskins and left with Sean McVay to the Rams.
Y'all got to hold on to somebody out there. Not named Jay Gruden.
We're holding on to Jay Gruden and I don't know, dude, Alex Smith. We like getting old.
Let's keep that for later. So I was gonna bring up Wade Phillips, and I started this by questioning Sean McVay's age, and he's still young, and he's great. But you have created. This is Suicide Squad. This is the closest thing to Suicide Squad with Sue and Peters and all these other cats that are
a bunch of misfits
and extracurricular activities amongst them, to put it politely. This is going to fall really on Wade Phillips. And it's easy. Well, I won't say it's easy, but when you have one misfit, you can handle it. But you have created a very dangerous situation. But if any coordinator can ride this ship, if there's any coordinator that is a player's coach, a man's man, like you said, with Sean McVay.
Yep.
Everyone who has ever played for Wade Phillips loves him to death. Even when he was the Cowboys head coach, his players stuck up for him.
Yeah.
They loved him. Even though Rob Ryan players say that, but that's another topic for another day.
I think Rob Ryan's a fun guy. Great personality, but personnel is what hurts him a lot. Your personnel in New Orleans sucked when Rob Ryan was there.
Amongst other things, I'm going to just put that in a box. I'm going to talk about that some other time. The personnel was awful, though. It's going to be on Wade Phillips to handle all these players on the defensive side of the ball. And if that one string gets loose on the thread, careful.
I think all these guys have bought in, though.
We'll see. It's easy to say that now.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when you don't play fair? What happens when Marcus Peters jumps on that slam route and gets burnt deep? And now Peters comes at him on the sideline. We see the Seahawks have these problems, but they have championship pedigree.
But you know what the Seahawks' problem actually began at?
The Enlightened audience. And myself.
Super Bowl.
Oh, at the 1 yard line?
Yeah, that's where the problems began at. That right there broke trust. It's like a relationship analogy. You found out you had a good thing going on, then you found out your girl, got drunk and slept with somebody else.
Jesus.
Yeah, but you try to work it out, and
then 808s.
Yeah, exactly. At the end, it's like we just can't do it no more. Everyone ends up leaving. I don't think Golden Tate was there that year. I think that he left the year before. Was he there that year? Oh God,
I'm not sure.
I'm not. We say, are you sure? Did he play in the Super Bowl?
Not sure.
Not sure. I can't remember. It's like a Seahawks fan probably screaming at me, right? Screaming at us right now.
Not sure. But you just brought up how it took, granted, it was a Super Bowl, but it took one play to create all this mistrust.
Yeah.
And so that's my
Just one
concern,
night,
too.
one bad night in the relationship.
What happens if Ndamukong Suh says, you know what, I'm not going to do the play call, I'm going to do my own thing? What happens when Marcus Peters jumps on a route that he shouldn't and he gets burnt deep and then Talib gets in his face? But Talib's burnt because he's 32 years old and he shouldn't be talking anymore, even though he's right in the situation.
Stop disrespecting Talib like that.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm just.
He's 32. You run it like several times. Put some respect on that man's name. He's had a great career.
Age.
He's been durable. I just looked it up.
Corners age. It happens.
They do, and they moved. They end up moving to free safety.
What was that Raiders defense? Way back when? I can't even think of his name. He hit 31 and he was done. Champ Bailey. I love Champ Bailey. He hit 32, 33. Done. Couldn't even make the Saints roster after Bounty Gate. That's how bad he was.
Oh, I forgot he came in like
tried out. Exactly. And so I'm saying, like,
I forgot about that shit.
The team is knitted well, but it takes one play, one thing to unravel this absolute chaos. And it's just something to keep our eye on moving forward with that team.
I'm always wary with teams or organizations that bring in like a super team. Remember the Eagles a couple years ago? They did that. They brought in all these guys. We had Vince Young on the bench, Ronnie Brown, all these other cats, and they ended up going like 8-8. People getting fired. The Redskins used to do that a lot too back in the day. Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith on the defense. All these names and personalities.
Let me throw one thing in there too.
Sometimes it works, sometimes, rarely, but a lot of times it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Go on.
I want to bring this back to the offensive side of the ball. We talked about Sean McVay and his genius.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things about a genius is he can mask a lot of deficiencies and make things better than what they appear. So I'm just going to put basketball reference. LeBron can hide a lot of deficiencies on the Cavs that are apparent when he hits the bench. Are we sure Jared Goff is as good as we think he is? Are we sure that Sean McVay and some of his genius play calling and defenses are slow to adjust, but they eventually do adjust. You get that on tape, and it takes them a year or two, but they get it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the read option. Very few teams running now. It took a while, but defenses adjusted.
Well, last time I checked, the read pass option, RPO, won a Super Bowl.
And yet, no team had time to adjust because Nick Foles had very little film on him in the last 2 years.
I don't want to hear that shit. It's goddamn Bill Belichick.
I'm just saying. Well, that's a whole other discussion with the Malcolm Butler benching. But it's just something to keep an eye on. That when everything's running pretty and you can run the ball and you're doing all these things great and your offensive line is extremely healthy. They were very healthy last year too. We should put that out there. They were one of the healthiest teams of football all last year.
Health is very key.
Health is extremely important.
Key. Absolutely.
And if you drop that left tackle or Todd Gurley goes out, God forbid, or et cetera, and now you make Goff the center focal point of that offense. It's just something to keep an eye on. But I do trust Sean McVay will get it to work for the record.
So we always talk about the Rams. We did talk about the Rams trading a bunch of picks and whatnot. So the Rams' first pick this year is in the third round. They have 3 fourth-round picks, and they have 4 sixth-round picks. Ew. That is disgusting.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's not good. So they better hit. They better hit. Yeah.
They have a 1-year window to make this work. They went all in.
Yeah, because without having a legitimate first and second round pick or even multiple, a lot of teams will pick up multiple first, but let's say they had like another second. That's possibly maybe 2 or 3 picks they just missed out on. That could impact. They could use a linebacker. We ain't talking about the linebacker core.
They lost Ogletree. Yep.
They need a linebacker, an edge rusher. You're great in certain areas, but you can be exposed in your belly. What if I send my wire? I run a screen on you. Who's gonna stop the screen? I don't know. Maybe that first round pick you could have had right there. So was Cooks absolutely necessary for them to get? Did they have to go out and trade the first round pick for Cooks? Well, no, I thought they were going to trade that pick for Beckham. Now they would did it for ODB. Ooh, now that is the move. Brandon Cooks, I like what he could do in the Sean McVay offense because I've seen what Deshaun can do. But the picks, man, like you gotta be smart about it. You know, you're in LA, you gotta make the flashy move. The flashy move was Beckham. They'd have traded this year's first, next year's first for Beckham. All right, I'd have been behind that because I know it could bring to the area. It's LA. It's a little bit different here, a little bit different down there. I'm in DC, Maryland,
I was about
Virginia
to say,
area.
hold on,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
yeah. I took this whole backboard with me, baby. Now, yeah, I mean, you got to do the flash move. You're in LA. You know how it is. Lakers signed Dwight Howard. You know, Gretzky, you know, he played in LA. Didn't he? He played in LA?
The Kings?
Yeah.
I can check that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a hockey guy, but I'm talking just very little on it. Yeah, what else? What else is in LA? The Clippers, you had Chris Paul there. It's LA. It's a flashy town. Get the flashy guy. Put butts in the seats. LA's not a football town. Bringing in Odell Beckham will help out a lot. Bringing Cooks from like a standpoint of how that city is, it'll be okay. It'll be cool. But Beckham would have set it off. Only problem is that how do you think ODB would have been in LA?
It would have been nice, very nice.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking outside of football.
Oh, I mean, is it more distracting than New York? It's probably better because the media isn't as hostile there as it is in New York. So even though there's as much distraction per se with the nightlife and all those things,
well, you got nightlife in New York too, for sure. So
right, definitely. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the media is very hostile in that whole Northeast region. Y'all love to kill.
Nah, we're kind of like we're in like that Mid-Atlantic. So
yeah. Oh well, all right, Philly and like up.
Philly, Boston, New York. Yeah.
But like in LA, it's more, whatever. We can go to the beach.
Remember Odell Beckham? He left during the playoff, the first week of the playoffs. It took them.
Yeah. He was down in Miami. Songs. Yeah.
What the fuck was up with that?
Yeah. What was up with that? Yeah. Real quickly, it's interesting. The Rams have $100 million in cap space next year. But that's deceiving when you have Gurley coming off the rookie contract.
You got to sign Gurley.
Aaron Donald coming off that rookie contract. And Ndamukong Suh was just a 1-year deal. Marcus Peters, I think, only has 2 years left on that rookie deal.
Suh probably won't come back.
Suh probably won't. It's just interesting with all these. Cooks is on a contract here. All these, and apparently, eventually, Jared Goff going to have to get paid. All these pieces, someone is going to get cut out.
I like what Cooks. Like I said, I like the Cooks deal. I'd have preferred Odell Beckham if you're going to do any kind of deal, just based on where you're at, and he's just a better wide receiver. Yeah, you got a lot of people to pay. You need cheap rookie contracts.
The question
you need first and second round picks. You need talent. You can't be picking 87th and hope that that guy hits.
Nah. I agree in building through the draft and a topic we can have on the next podcast. The question with ODB is, are you willing to trade more draft capital to get him? And are you willing to pay him what he's asking, 17 to 18 million a year?
Yeah, he's the best wide receiver in football.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you pay him. And I say you do it. I say if you're, honestly, I look at it from several different views. This is what I said earlier. If you're the Tennessee Titans, you don't make that move. If you're a team in LA, you make that move. Location, the media, not to mention the Rams' attendance fucking sucked. It was garbage. It was bad. In the second game of the season, when the Redskins played them, I watched it. It's maybe like, I don't know, 20,000 people there, if that.
Yeah, LA fans are pathetic. I think we can all agree.
That's what I'm saying. That if you're gonna make a move, you're gonna trade some draft picks. Go get a guy that's gonna put some butts in the seats. Go get Odell Beckham. Get him. Draft him. I mean, not draft him, but trade for him. And it makes sense because then you're running the business too. At the end of the day. Odell Beckham jerseys, the 13 with the Rams, they look smooth, man. They look real cool. I would have did it. I'd have did it because you got another team in LA too. You have the Chargers there as well. You're competing in your own city.
No one cares about the Chargers.
No one does.
I don't know why you brought that up.
I brought it because it's relevant. You have
it's not.
It's relevant. It's relevant in the sense to the city that where the Chargers became good. Where they became good.
That team is irrelevant. It's LA. They don't like football teams to begin with, outside of USC.
This is true. This is very true.
They've
But at
never
the
sold
same
out.
time, you still have competition in your city. You have to somewhat address it. Get them out of here. Wipe them out. They're gonna move in a couple years. I guarantee it.
The Chargers or the
The
Rams?
Chargers.
It makes sense. They don't have a. That's a whole other podcast. The decision for them to move to LA didn't make a lot of sense.
Rumor is that Oklahoma City may be in the bidding for him.
Oklahoma City can't sell out a college football stadium. What are they gonna do with the NFL stadium? Don't even get
Yeah.
me started on Oklahoma City fans and the Sooners and their overrated fan base. Do not get me started in that weak crowd. That crowd is lethargic. Have you been to a Sooner game?
I've been there.
It is lethargic. It is
Hey, they
quiet.
love the Sooners though.
You could take a nap in that game, in that stadium.
Oh, that is so
It's
disrespectful.
true. It's realistic. That fan base is. They say they love them, but they don't make noise. Granted, I'm from the South. You see it. The
I see it.
Superdome.
I'm looking at
LSU
you.
fan, Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, Saturday night. Hostile. Oh, and we're getting off topic, but anyway.
Death Valley is
OKC
hostile.
can't. It
When
is.
Alabama come to town.
We could talk about. Well, don't bring up the ex that's moved on and married a doctor in the Hamptons. Let's move on from that. We can
Lot
talk
of-
about that later. I
lot
would
of
love to have an
analogies.
episode on 808s, man. See what happens when you listen to Runaway on repeat for 3 weeks. You see what happens?
Oh shit.
But yeah, that'd be another podcast. Fan bases and great crowds and stuff like that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit later.
Yeah.
So let's talk about my guy real quick. Close out. Any last word on the Rams before we move on? Anything else you want to say? Predictions, record.
It's either going to be great or below average. Either they're going to meet, and it's not going to be in the middle. I trust Sean McVay and Wade Phillips to get it done. I will go 12-4.
Let me look at his schedule real quick. Just to throw it out there. Let's see what they play against. I think it's regular season schedule 2018. Let's say they're playing against the they're playing against the Eagles. Ooh, that'd be a good one. They're playing against the NFC North, and they're playing against the AFC West. AFC West. That should be. They should do pretty well in that one. They got a game with the Los Angeles Chargers. Ha.
I hope they can sell out their 30,000 people stadium.
I say for this team, I think the floor for them is 10-6. They'll win the division. A lot of the wins, at least 5 of the wins, will come from the division. Sam Bradford, the quarterback. I don't want to hear that. Russell Wilson, the Seahawks, their defense is just dying by the day. They need a running back in the worst way. And what was the other squad? The 49ers. Garoppolo is I think Garoppolo's gonna be a great quarterback. I like Shanahan, another Redskin that left out of here. Jesus Christ. Shanahan, another one that I was hoping one day would be the head coach of the Redskins. Everybody loves Kyle Shanahan. Because he made the next guy we're going to talk about real quick.
Can I make another relationship analogy? It seems to me like the Redskins is the person that when that person is going through something and need to get fixed up, they go to that person, they get fixed up, and deuces, I'm gone.
Or they're like a starter wife.
Let me drink this.
The Redskins are a starter wife, or they some old rich motherfucker just grabs him up because they just want something young to run around with, i.e. Alex Smith.
Speaking of Alex Smith,
what you want to say?
So, shall we segue?
Let's segue. All right, so that's what I'm gonna tell you right now. I personally like Alex Smith. I think Alex Smith is a great guy. I think Alex Smith is a leader. I think he's a leader of men. I think he's well respected in his locker room. And I think he's great for the community. Notice that I never said one thing about football in that entire sentence.
Oh, I noticed.
Now, so this is something like I'm not a big fan of Colin Cowherd. some shit. Sometimes he says crazy shit, but when he's right, when a motherfucker's right, you're right. His whole thing is that you, that determines how good somebody is. Take out their worst year, take out their best year, and just look at it for what it is. When I look at Alex Smith, I see, and I watched a lot of their games. Playing fantasy football since '09. I've been watching a lot more since then. Watching a lot more football than just being disappointed with Redskin losses on Sunday. I had to do something to cheer me up, so I took that up. Story for another day. But I watched a lot of. I've had players, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, running backs from the Chiefs, and I watched a lot of Alex Smith games. And the guy is an incredibly frustrating quarterback. He would make plays, not tremendous. He would throw the ball downfield to Tyreek Hill, and next possession on a third down, he'll just either dump it off to a running back, or he'll just run. It'll be like 3rd and like 7, and he'll try to run for it, and then run out of bounds or throw some pass that doesn't go past what he needs to get. Last year was easily his best year as a pro. Now, has the guy peaked? All right, I'm not gonna say he's peaked. I'm gonna put it like this: he was in the peak of an Andy Reid offense. Let's not forget that Andy Reid reinvented Michael Vick. Andy Reid is excellent with quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is going to be a great quarterback under Andy Reid. I can't wait to see that one. Yeah, take your notes. Take your notes. Write it down.
Go ahead. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I ain't worried about you, baby.
You should.
Alex Smith and Jay Gruden's offense is going to be interesting. To be honest, I would have rather went with Colt McCoy than Alex Smith. One, you didn't have to make the trade. You didn't get rid of draft capital, and the best slot corner, arguably the best slot corner in the game. Two, you're not winning shit anyway. This move was strictly because an idiot GM tried to save his job, and trying to save your job. There's other ways to save your job. You could draft a quarterback, and that gives you years. You could say that right there. But if you tie yourself to an old aging veteran who's 34, who you just gave $71 million guaranteed to, not a very smart decision. Alex Smith does have a receiver like Tyreek Hill, not as fast, but very fast, in Paul Richardson. Besides that, the rest of his core is pretty. He has no running back. We'll probably pick one up in the draft. Jordan Reed's always hurt. If Jordan Reed's healthy, he's almost as good as Travis. He's pretty much Gronk, Travis Kelce, and Jordan Reed that's the top 3 tight ends in the league. If a healthy Jordan Reed, yes, don't make that face over there. I'm watching.
I just got these notes, man.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Crowder's a great slot receiver. Doxson, the jury's still out. Who knows what he's going to be next year? It's his 3rd year in the league, so I think this would be his make or break year. The supporting cat, Chris Thompson too. He's coming off injury yet again. I like Chris Thompson, but I mean, the guy just can't stay healthy. Unfortunately, if he can stay healthy, I think he'd be a great 3rd down back. The supporting cast isn't as great. The defense is weaker. I don't see how Alex Smith, in age 34 year, is any better than Kirk Cousins. I don't even see how it's close. Kirk Cousins had 0 weapons. Honestly, Crowder didn't show up to about the 8th game of the year last year. Jordan Reed was pretty much on IR all year. There was no running game. And these 2 quarters put up the exact same numbers. The exact same numbers. Not to mention Cousins is 5 years younger. I don't see any upside to Alex Smith. You have the same coach in Jay Gruden. So nothing's really changed with scheme. And like I said, Kirk Cousins is just a better quarterback. It just is what it is. You can't tell me otherwise. That 1 year Alex Smith had is not going to convince me. Alex Smith is, like I said, extremely frustrating quarterback. Checks down too often. A lot of times, he didn't keep his eyes downfield. Last year, I think, was an anomaly. We've seen quarterbacks before come out of nowhere, have great years, and go back into pretty much the mean. Remember that 1 year, Derek Anderson?
Oh yeah,
had a great year with the Browns. Yep, that one right there. RG3's rookie year, great. I mean, we've seen this before with quarterbacks. They had 1 great year. Fucking Matt Flynn had 1 great game and then getting paid and making rosters for the next 4 years. That's just how it is with quarterbacks. So
Vince Young,
another one. Vince Young, another one. Rookie of the year, yeah, Pro Bowl, and then I mean these guys just drop off. I don't think Alex Smith is over the hill. I think last year was just I don't believe the stats. I don't believe the numbers. I would, if anything, he's the guy I need to see from again. Kirk Cousins, I need to see from again. Kirk Cousins was a good quarterback. We'll see what happens. I don't have much faith in DC at all. I don't. I don't like the guys that's running the system. And honestly, I hope it completely fails. I need people to get fired and real change happen. I have more to say, but I want you to talk first, and I'll talk off of you.
So the first thing you said when you brought up Alex Smith was he was a great guy. That'd be like you want to hook me up with somebody, and I ask how she look, and you say she got a good personality.
Essentially, yes.
And then you brought up his football acumen. You brought up Andy Reid. A lot of people that defend Alex Smith love to bring up his win-loss records. First of all, this isn't basketball. Let's not make this exclusively about championships. Football is a much more team sport.
Yeah, it's two sides. Like, it's a whole side you're just not playing.
Right. Yeah. Instead of basketball with 5 people, you're talking about 22 teammates on football, offense, defense. You brought up Andy Reid. Let's take it back one more. He had Harbaugh as his head coach.
He did.
He's had the 2 most stacked teams in the past 7 years. With that 49er squad, with Frank going in that backfield, an elite offensive line that got no love during their championship run. An elite defense with Willis and all them cats.
No, hold a second. Before you go any further, is this about that Alex Smith run he did on the Saints?
I'm getting there. I'm going to bring it up. It's coming. Don't worry.
All right.
I may be biased, but I can't be objective.
Okay. All right.
Then we go to that stacked Niner team. What did he do? He won you 1 playoff game against the Saints on a brilliant throw and a brilliant run. But that was it. That's all he did for you. He won you 1 playoff game. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes to the Chiefs. And this stacked team that has consistently, time and time again, underperformed when it mattered most. When it mattered most. And that's the thing with Alex Smith. If you want a quarterback who's solid, weeks 1 through 16, that you know what you're going to get. You're going to get 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Play it safe. Alex Smith is your guy. If you want to go eat at Chili's, he's your guy.
Yeah, exactly. A very safe, generic meal.
Exactly. Is the best way to put it. And there's a lot worse than him. But there's a lot better than him, too. And I have minimal confidence about Alex Smith winning me a playoff game on the road or at home.
The dude threw for 33 passing yards in the second half against the Titans. Had the Titans dead to rights.
It's embarrassing. Wasn't he the quarterback when the Colts made that miraculous 28-point comeback?
Sure was.
Wasn't he there?
Yep.
Wasn't he get complete blown out by the Patriots in the second half of that AFC Championship game? Time and time again, when Alex Smith has an opportunity to shut people like me up, his harshest critics, he does not deliver. He's only delivered once against a defense that was subpar that year.
I feel like... No, go on. I'm going to say something about Redskins fans, but go on.
He is just safe. He's just safe. You want to go to Applebee's? He's your guy. If that's what you want, go ahead. But don't expect anything other than that. Don't expect the ability. The Redskins might very well have a better record this year than last year, especially with all the injuries I had last year.
Had a whole bunch of injuries.
Whole bunch. Catastrophic. And we'll bring that up with Kirk Cousins here in Minnesota real quick. But Alex Smith ain't doing nothing for you in the playoffs. That's your ceiling. 6 seed. Wild card. Kirk Cousins can win you a game. I saw Kirk Cousins go into Quest Field, I think week 6 or 7, with pressure 120, 2 timeouts, down 4, at Quest Field.
Don't forget, build it even more. The whole offense line was hurt.
The whole offense line was
hurt. We had one starter with 4 new guys, pretty much.
It was the afternoon game slot, not the morning game slot. That's important for Pacific teams.
Mm-hmm.
Had pressure in his face twice and delivered 2 10 out of 10 throws. 2 elite throws. If that was anybody else making those throws, anybody would have been singing his praises. Alex was not going to give you that. He's just not. He's just not. And for those who wondering if Alex Smith can get better, he's 33.
He'll be 34 by the time the season starts.
He's done. He is what he is. He'll regress. He had Andy Reid and Harbaugh. No disrespect to Jay Gruden. I think he's
no disrespect to Jay Gruden.
Okay, well, even still, He's no Andy Reid. He's no Harbaugh. He couldn't get it done. He hasn't got it done. He won't get it done.
Yeah, it's just that simple. Alex Smith is who he is.
He
Dennis Green, he is who I thought he
he
was.
was.
God damn, may that man rest in peace. So let me ask you this though:
Mhm.
what do you think about Alex Smith's last year being his career year at age 33?
I mean, look at the weapons. Look at everything.
Yep,
I hate
Kareem
when
Hunt.
people bring that up, right? Because if you're a fan of him, but like, oh, well, let's bring this up. Alex Smith started off red hot those first 8 weeks, and he cooled off significantly after.
MVP talk.
Right. Alex Smith had MVP talk, and then it went. It was climbing, and then he just came crashing down. So he had
They
those
lost so
nice
many games after that.
Yeah, they did, and they right. You brought up a great point. They lost so many games. They lost their offensive swagger. That doesn't happen to top 8 quarterbacks, much less elite. Alex Smith is average. He's bland. I don't want him. Keep him.
It's a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can't really taste it, but you know it's there. Like you said, safe. Exactly. A lot of Redskin fans. So the Redskins, I don't know how this is with Saints fans. You can talk to me about this, but a lot of Redskin fans, I feel, don't watch football when it comes to other teams. But like I said, I do, especially just playing fantasy football. But I just like watching a little bit of everybody. Shout out to DirecTV.
Shout out to Sunday Ticket.
Yes, Sunday Ticket all
and
day.
Red Zone.
Red Zone. Oh, there's no other way to watch football while your team's not playing the Red Zone. I'm right there with you. Cheers to Red Zone, baby. I've seen a lot of Alex Smith games, and he's extremely frustrating player. To me, check down Charlie and his finest. They were so happy. A lot of Kansas City fans were extremely happy to get rid of the guy. They're like, "Oh, great, he's gone, wonderful." And there's a lot of Redskin fans that feel that Kirk Cousins was being greedy when it came to the money. He should have signed. But this is the thing right here. First of all, Bruce Allen's an idiot. First and foremost, just throwing out there, Dan Snyder's also an idiot as well too. You got two idiots running the franchise that know nothing about football. So put that there. Kirk Cousins offered the Redskins a contract, 3 years, $58 million in 2015. They didn't want to take it. So instead of that, they franchised him for 2 years in a row. So the first year you franchised him, okay, whatever. All right, fine. But the second year, you didn't come to an agreement with him. And you knew that next tag was going to be either $28 million or $34 million. Okay, maybe we should trade this guy. If we're not going to keep him after this year, we just get rid of him, trade him, get some draft capital, start Colt McCoy, build up a team, and move on from there. They kept him the whole entire year. There's no reason Kirk Cousins should have been a Redskin last year. That's how you're going as far as your business model. They should have got rid of him when they had a chance. The guy walked for nothing. Who knows? You could have got maybe a first round pick from somebody
easily.
Yeah, Sam Bradford's out here fetching first and fourth round picks. You could have got something. You could have just walked off like that. And you know what? I would have been upset because you know what? We weren't going to deal with the guy. Okay, it's fine. We got something for him. We're going to the season with Colt. And me personally, a lot of Redskins fans, we like Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy, don't forget, he walked in Dallas a couple years ago and won that game. And then they pulled him out for RG3, and the rest is history. I would love to see more Colt McCoy in the Jay Gruden offense. I think Colt. I'm a fan of him. I've been a fan of him since Texas. I think the Browns he didn't get really a fair shake, but wasn't nobody winning there. They went to 49ers and backed up for a couple years. I think he backed up Alex Smith in San Francisco as well too. That's right.
Yeah, I think
he backed him up as well. I'd have rather ran with him. I mean, he's almost Alex Smith like. I don't say he's probably as good. I think he's just a little bit more crafty though, and I think he's just a little bit smarter. Alex Smith, I mean, you already know you have with him. You just know you have. You've seen so much tape of him. You know you have. Colt McCoy still has that little bit mysterious that I throw him out there. We'll see. Like that Monday Night Magic. I was in Dallas watching that game at a bar in Dallas, sitting there amongst Cowboy fans. Me, that's right, and it was wonderful. Oh, everybody was great. It was a wonderful time. But yeah, exactly. Bland, a little bit of salt, a little bit of spice. The food's edible. You're not gonna get sick from it. It just is what it is. I would have rather had Baker Mayfield.
You just had to bring up a sooner, didn't you?
A tie full circle, baby.
Yeah, I'm salty. I'm salty. Yeah. I don't want to be a dead horse, but Kirk has a higher ceiling. I think McCoy too is a playmaker. From what I saw way back when, from what I can remember anyway,
Yeah.
he'd throw the pick and he would, but
Well, so I guess Alex Smith, the playmaker. I mean, the guy did run for
no,
that 70-yard
no,
touchdown run he had against the Jets. Now, I'm not
uh,
defending. I'm not defending the man.
whatever. I
Just
mean,
throwing out there.
sure, if that's what you want, one play every 8 weeks. He can't. What's frustrating is he can make plays, and I think you brought that up so many times. And
Yeah,
yet
he can make plays,
doesn't.
but
He doesn't.
yeah,
He
he's
just doesn't.
frustrating
For whatever
Yeah.
reason, he checks it down way too much. He gets the ball out way too much, and football first and foremost is a an entertainment product.
Mm-hmm.
I do not feel entertained watching Alex Smith play, not one bit.
No, not at all.
It's boring.
It's a reason why he threw. I think he threw 5 or 7 picks last year on third down. When
Yeah.
It's like 3rd and 11, and you're throwing a 3-yard pass to Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, if you're only throwing 5 picks, you're not being aggressive enough. Like you should have more.
Yeah, like I like my quarterbacks around maybe like 12 to 13.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Yeah, 500 attempts. You know, that makes sense. And then you hit me with like 30 touchdowns. I'm cool with that. But you hit me with like 20, 21 touchdowns with like 5 picks. One, our running game that'd be stupid. I mean, we might as well have like somebody back there that's running that rock, like a Fournette or a Le'Veon Bell, if we're playing like that. But yeah, Alex Smith doesn't excite. I'm not a fan of the move. I've said that several times. It is what it is. I'm done with him. I just want to, at this point, let's just see it on film. Let's see it on film. Let me break it down then. All 22.
What is there to? What else do you need to see on film though? You've got 12 years of film.
I want to see it on film in the Jay Gruden offense wearing a Redskins uniform, which means watching the game on Sunday, and then I have something to actually back up everything we're saying right now.
Well, this is a matter of time. We'll wait.
Yeah, I know. That's all it is. That's all it is.
All it is. Yeah.
With all that being said, I would have much rather seen Kirk Cousins wearing this helmet right here. There it is. Hold a second. Give it back to me. There it is. I would much rather seen Kirk Cousins wearing this. I think did he sign this right here? No, he didn't. He signed. I got a banner up there that he actually signed. Shout out to Kirk. He would have been a great quarterback here in Washington if the organization just loved him. He doesn't get any love here. A lot of the fan base hated him. He was hated since pretty much day one with a lot of things. RG3 drafted was in the same draft. RG3. It's like he's almost like the redheaded stepchild, as the kids like to say. That's what Kirk Cousins was. Never appreciated. Dan and Bruce's quarterback was RG3. Mike Shanahan wanted Kirk Cousins, and it was for then. It was always just a battle. Put it like this: if RG3 put up Kirk Cousins' numbers and did the same exact things, RG3 would have a statue outside of FedEx Field right now. That's what it comes down to. So,
yeah, I forgot about that. Kirk Cousins was a 3rd-round pick, I believe, or 4th-round pick. RG3 obviously went
number 4. It was 4th round.
4th round out of Michigan State, I believe. And you're right. I never thought about like the leftover, especially that ego in that front office of, well, he's not our guy, so we're not going to back him. I mean, you got something there, back him. Quarterbacks are hard to come by in this league. It's puzzling, to say the least.
Yeah. And quarterbacks. We're going to have a whole show just about quarterbacks. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I feel like it is with a lot of organizations when it comes to quarterbacks. He's not our guy, so, get him out of here. I mean, who knows, dude? Yeah, sure, that's probably not your guy, but you bring your guy in, then what does he do? Look at the Browns. They've been searching for the guy for years.
Oh, Jesus, the Browns. Let me ask you this. What are your expectations with Kirk Cousins in Minnesota?
Super Bowl or bust. That's all it could be. You signed the first fully guaranteed contract in NFL history. You have everything you need around you. The coaching staff, you got the wide receivers in place, you got the running back. You have everything. Absolutely everything. The tight end, the defense. I mean, what else? To be honest, I don't know if the Vikings really even needed Kirk Cousins. I'm surprised they actually went out and signed him. Now the whole thing with I said earlier with Case Keenum, your best year, your worst year, see what he is. Case Keenum's a pretty average quarterback, but was he just coming to his own? Now DeFlippio, I won't say I think I'm saying this thing right from the Eagles, his offensive coordinator there, and he did great with Foles, changed the whole office around with the RPO for Super Bowl in the playoffs as well. So him with Kirk Cousins is a very interesting combination. They're going to run plays that are comfortable for Kirk. Kirk is going to be extremely comfortable there in Minnesota. But with that being said, did Minnesota really need Kirk Cousins? I think Kirk Cousins needed Minnesota, but I don't know if Minnesota really needed him as far as quarterbacks.
If you're talking about winning the Super Bowl, the answer is yes. If you're talking about just making the playoffs, then no. But if you least, how can I put this politely? Keenum was his topic for another day. I think we talked about his peak year. Keenum made a lot of throws that he should not have. He should have never made, and it just Let me bring it back. You ever play basketball with your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Fives, and you got that one friend that puts up that shot. You're like, no, and it goes in, and then he does it again, and it goes in. But you know damn well before that shot was taken, he shouldn't have taken it. And then he comes out the next game and does the same thing, and he bricks it, and he bricks it, and he bricks it.
Are you talking that Keenum pass to Diggs against the Saints?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about so many other plays
he
threw off his back foot. I'd rather not. We can bring it up. Well, that was just a miraculous. But that was actually more of anything Marcus Williams missing that tackle.
Yeah, all
more than anything.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
But there were so many throws where he threw off his back foot. And let's talk about the Marcus Williams interception before that in the third quarter when you're up. I think they were up 16. He just lobbed it up forever. And he threw off. He had one catch where I think it was Diggs. He threw off his back foot, and it was like that should have been picked. But it was one of those years where it worked out. I have no doubt that Keenum will regress back to his norm. And when I say norm, I mean below average. No doubt.
I agree. That's why the Broncos are going to draft Baker Mayfield with that pick.
What's your love with your infatuation of Baker Mayfield?
I think the dude's a winner, man. I think he's a winner. I think he's a leader too. I think he's got a bad rap that he ran from the police, but I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's extremely accurate, and short quarterbacks are good quarterbacks. I'm tired. The days that I think they're mobile and it's kind of hard. I think in the pocket they can see well. They have good vision. I think they almost remind me like a small back, like a shifty small back, like a Darren Sproles, like the cat from Chicago. What's his name? Tariq Cohen. It's kind of like that bill right there. Like it's hard to actually take him down or grab at him. Like Russell Wilson's elusive. Breeze, smart, accurate. I feel it's the same thing with Baker Mayfield. He could be part of that mold right there. So that's why I love the guy. Not to mention, it's a business. The guy can also put butts in seats. That's what you want. Also, at the end of the day, your owner. Don't say otherwise. Baker Mayfield can sell out a stadium.
My thing is, and maybe because I'm a Saints fan, we sell out regardless. And so when you say put butts in seats, to me it's like, well, I mean, we did that. We had the bags over our heads. It don't matter. We showed up to the game for better or worse. But for other teams like the Redskins, per se,
did y'all do that back in the '80s? Y'all showing up the games?
Man, we show up. It don't matter. We loyal to a fault.
I'll tell you right now. After Hurricane Katrina, y'all started rocking out for sure.
Oh, we always rocked out.
The Superdome.
I
was walking Superdome sometimes back in the early 2000s, in the 90s. That thing looked kind of empty to me.
You must misremember. But
when the greatest show on turf was running through there, Kurt Warner and them boys.
Oh, we beat that team in the playoffs one year. So
that 1 year with Aaron Brooks. That's right.
Oh, Aaron Brooks. Hey, for anybody out there, we should put this in the podcast when we're done. Aaron Brooks has a highlight where he's under pressure. I don't know if you've seen this or not. And he's under pressure. He's complete the rest, and he looks back towards his offensive lineman and throws him the ball. I'll lie to you not. I'll pull it up. We'll put it on the
Oh my
podcast.
God.
Is you have
Where
not died until you've lived through the Aaron Brooks era.
Aaron Brooks wasn't that bad.
He wasn't. He just made some really boneheaded plays.
Like Case Keenum.
Like Case Keenum.
Yeah, Case Keenum. He's definitely a gunslinger.
Yep.
And I like a guy that's going to just throw the fucking football. I like a conservative Alex Smith. Here I am showing up. You know, the clean cut politician with the nice comb over brown hair, with his wife of 12 years and his 2 kids, that's 7 and 4.
Going to church every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Right on time. Service started at 10. They're 9:55 every time. Wearing the same exact tie.
Same color suit. Yeah.
Same suit. Same haircut for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, without giving too much away for the next podcast, you brought up Baker Mayfield and his, what you expect from him at the next level. What is something you look at quarterbacks at the next level?
I don't like, I think the days of quarterbacks are like 6'5", 6'6", that can't move in the pocket. I think they don't have, you have to be extremely, extremely good to have that athletic build that is big and slow. I think guys like Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson, and I even throw Sam Darnold in there as well too. I think he's a good quarterback. You know, the guy's a turnover machine right now, but that can be fixed. I think those guys are going to be good quarterbacks. I think Rosen and Josh Allen are going to be complete busts.
Don't give too much away.
Yeah, I know. No, I got to go into it. I haven't given reasons why. There's a little taste, a little appetizer.
You said Rosen and who else?
Josh Allen.
Okay. Yeah. So you said, let's food for thought, I guess, more than anything. The slow 6'5", 6'6" quarterbacks that can't move are going extinct, for lack of a better term.
I mean, look around at the league.
Yeah, I see Brady and Breeze, and as the
Breeze
two best
isn't
quarterbacks.
6'5".
Fair enough. I see Brady and what was Manning and Aaron Rodgers at 6'3", none of which are supremely athletic.
Aaron Rodgers can move though.
He can move, but it's not. He's no.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers isn't a statue. He's not a statue back there.
I agree with that. I'm not a statue. Let's go with Manning and Brady then, if you will.
Yeah, but those are like two of the all-time greats.
Actually, you bring up. You would still rather. Would you agree? You still rather be taller than shorter if you had to pick at quarterback?
I don't think it matters anymore.
I think if you're
a Saints fan, you can't tell me that.
Whoa, wait.
Yeah.
If you're going to be shorter, you better be really intellectual. You have to see the play develop before you even say hut. You have to know what's happening, X and O wise.
I mean, you can say that for a guy that's 6'5" as well, too.
I agree, but a 6'5" guy can oversee a defense. It can look over. Cam Newton gets to make a lot of plays just based on his height.
Cam Newton's also very inaccurate.
Very inaccurate, and I don't want to make every team upset, man. But he is very inaccurate, and one of my complaints with him. But he can make a lot of places he can see over the defense. Whereas I've seen times where Breeze will get in trouble because he can't. If you see Breeze, he's always looking up to try to see over. So you got to be really smart to see passing lanes.
But they play a lot of shotgun though.
We do, but still, it becomes it can be a problem.
Yeah, who's really running under center these days?
We still run under center.
We ever run under center more than shotgun? And passing plays?
And passing plays is probably third and long, so not anymore probably. If you're talking first and second down, then yeah.
Yeah, most of the league, especially like when it comes to like pass situations, it's just mostly shotgun. At that point, I don't think it really matters how tall you are. If you're like 5'5", then of course, but you're not playing quarterback. It ain't even the league at that height. But at 6 foot 6'1", you run a shotgun. You're already back there.
Okay. We can talk about it more.
I'm down for it. The short versus tall quarterback.
Oh, that's just one aspect.
We'll go through it. Let's do one last quick hit, and we wrap up.
Yeah.
RG3 with the Ravens. What do you think?
RG3 one hit wonder shouldn't be discussed anymore. It seems like every time he talks, it's to create his presence. Woe is me, man. You had the backing of your front office. He had one great year. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL, but even when he was successful, what he did wasn't sustainable for Beyond.
So you know what game he actually got fucked
Yeah,
up in?
it was the game before, right? It wasn't that
The
playoff game.
Ravens, the Ravens
Yeah,
game. So I saw a meme today that showed him give that hit. It said, "If you break it, you buy it." RG3's it's not really a sore point anymore. I mean, the guy had a great year, but I mean, damn, dude, if he just would have stuck with it, with what worked for him, he could have eventually taken like the Russell Wilson route. The Russell Wilson route. Russell Wilson, he kind of ran that RPO at first, and he slowly graduated into more of a pocket passer. RG3 straight up ran the read option, and the next year he just want to become a completely different. He just want to run the drop back 3, 5, 7 steps, but he's never been a quarterback in his life. So he went to go from pretty much like a Michael Vick type to Peyton Manning overnight, and it takes time to do that. Not to mention the injury that hurt a lot too as well. He rushed it back completely. There's a fear for Kirk Cousins taking his spot, but Kirk Cousins wasn't even ready by then. He was just a turnover machine. I like the move that he's back in the NFL. Like I like RG3. I have no problem with the guy personally. I like to see him get some work. I still think the Ravens should draft a quarterback in the first or second round. I think they absolutely should. I think Flacco is beyond. He's been garbage for maybe about 2 seasons now. He's been riding that Super Bowl win for a while, for about 6 years almost. And I think sometimes some new blood in that quarterback room. RG3 is not it. He may even make out of training camp, to be honest. Especially if they draft the quarterback in like the first, second round. He's not making out of training camp. But he's wearing a helmet. He could put something on film in the preseason, so that's not always a good thing. It's unfortunate his career went the way it did. The Browns, the guy just gets injured too much. This is not forgetting in college too. He also tore his ACL, so the guy just has a history of injury problems. What you think on it?
So first of all, Baltimore selects 16. I just looked it up. So maybe one of these 4 to 5 quarterbacks, maybe they fall, maybe they trade up. We'll see what happens there. It's an interesting prospect. I agree on the Flacco. You talked about earlier, Colin Cowherd's take your best year out, worst year out thing.
Yeah.
Well, you take his best year out. Actually, if you take out that playoff run, not even that season. By the way, Anquan Bolden.
Yeah, exactly. Anquan Bolden was the reason why for all that to happen. Then they cut him the next year.
Anquan Bolden should have won Super Bowl MVP that year, and he should have won playoff MVP if there was a thing. He was balling ridiculous.
He was the reason why Flacco looked so good.
I agree. Completely agree. A lot of
Flacco's passes were garbage.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
But back to RG3. I mean, hey, if a team's going to give you an invite, go to prom. But I mean, at this point, he's going to have to prove me wrong because I have no faith in him whatsoever, especially in that team that we talked about, teams that don't run shotgun that much, but it feels like Baltimore is still very old school under center team.
They're thinking it's old school. When's the last great draft pick they've had in a while? Like, who's it been? Especially on offense. Who?
It's not a wide receiver.
Perryman? Isn't that guy's name that out of UCF that hasn't done anything?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
They have no running back.
They have no running back. They
signed Crabtree, old. John Brown, sickle cell.
Oh, Crabtree's old, but Talib ain't.
Talib still got it. Crabtree's getting older. Let me say, hey, I'm sorry. You know what? I apologize. Crabtree's getting older. He's not your.
Okay.
He can still ball though. Crabtree can still ball.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that offense sucks. That defense is they just need to redo on everything.
They do. I agree. I mean, you let Andy Dalton beat you, another quarterback that hasn't done anything,
Oh my God.
and he goes down the field, and you gave him his one shining moment.
A
Final Four
fourth.
reference
Hey,
intended.
hey, that 4th and 12. If that was Alex Smith, he would have threw like a 2-yard pass to Kareem
Check
Hunt.
that.
No, they would have
Uh,
2-yard pass to Chris Thompson, and that'd have been it.
At least you're right. At least Dalton was like, "F it."
Yeah,
Throwing it
I was
deep.
like, fuck it. This may be
Yeah.
my career with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another quarterback should be did. Oh, I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, this is great. We could do this more. We could do strictly
Oh yeah.
quarterbacks.
We got so much free agency talk left. We just touched on the Rams. So
Yeah, Rams, and talk about the Redskins, Alex Smith trade, and I mean it's
yeah.
a lot more we didn't even get to.
Oh yeah, we got tons of juice out there. The draft's coming up. Interesting.
You wouldn't do a pre-draft, or do you wouldn't do after the first round, after day one?
We can do both if you want.
Oh, we could do. Oh, no, be interesting. We just did it live.
Ooh, that's a long podcast, but we can do it.
Yeah, or like I don't know, like the first couple of picks. We see what
Yeah.
happens.
See
Because
what
the
happens.
draft's gotten a little bit shorter. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah, it used to be 15, right?
Oh my God, Tagliabue. That's one complaint I had with Tagliabue. The draft took so fucking long. But you
We
know,
took
it
a-
was like all in one day though.
Yeah. Any complaints about Goodell?
How much more time we got? We have another 2 hours, I can get started. Fucking Roger Goodell.
You just brought up Tagliabue. Figured I'd hit you with the Goodell.
Hey, I bring a Tagliabue yesterday if I could.
Yeah.
Fucking Roger Goodell. All right, that's all I got. Anything else you got?
Appreciate the listen for the audience
Yeah.
out there.
Hang around after I start the broadcast. I'll talk to you about a little something else.
Bet.
All right. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Check it out.